Hey guys, so I just did a video on 10 players that are off to really great starts this year, and so if you haven't watched that yet, go check that out after this for sure. But now I'm going to do the opposite, 10 players that are off to really bad, awful starts this season. These are guys that either had a lot expected of them or are thought to be pretty good players, and they're just, the first few games have not been kind to them. So we're going to start it off with Arizona. Jason Demers. Demers got traded from Florida right before the season started, and he's thought of as a solid top 4 defenseman, a good 3-4 guy. And in 4 games, he has 0 points and is -2. Arizona has not been kind to him so far. He is having a rough go of it this early in the season. Sam Reinhart in Buffalo. Oh, this kid's turning out to be a bust. He's not been good for the Sabres, not just this year, but in his whole career. This is not looking good. This season is going even worse than the last couple. 4 games played, 0 points, and -7. Oh my God, come on. Now, I know a lot of people don't like plus-minus, and they look at it as more of a team thing than a player thing, but they do have a point in a lot of cases. But when you get extreme pluses and you get extreme minuses, then it reflects on the player. If you're a really high plus, then that means you're putting up points, or your team's putting up points when you're on the ice, and the other teams are not scoring when you're on the ice. That reflects directly on the player. When you're really bad minus, that means you're not scoring and players are scoring against you, so that does reflect on the player. So I don't dislike plus minus as much as other people. I think it's a decent stat, especially when it's an extreme, either good or bad. This is extremely bad. Reinhart's got to get it together, or he's going to be finding himself either in the minors or on a new team. Next up, Sam Bennett. Now, Bennett hasn't necessarily been bad for Calgary, but he's got no points, which I'm really surprised by. Bennett was really supposed to take over and be that good, third-line scoring center, so the Flames could have 3 scoring lines. And he's got no points so far. He is even, so it's not like he's giving up a ton of goals when he's on the ice, but I mean, you got to get some point production out of this guy, and it hasn't happened so far. I think he has a good chance to turn it around and be better, but not off to a good start. I'm going to do the 2 Red Wings together. Thomas Tatar and Gustav Nyquist, they're both off to terrible starts. Nyquist in 4 games has no points and is -2. Tatar in 4 games has 1 assist and is -2. These guys both have been terrible. They're both supposed to be 2 of the best offensive players for the Red Wings, and they haven't done it so far. It's not been a good start for those 2. Detroit itself hasn't had a terrible start, but if that keeps up, they're in trouble. Minnesota, Nino Niederreiter. After last season, I thought Niederreiter was going to have a huge year this year. I think he's one of the most underrated goal scorers in the NHL, and he's come out of the gate really flat. 3 games played, no points, -1. Just really flat from Niederreiter. He hasn't really done anything, and that really surprised me. I thought he was going to have a big year. He still certainly has a chance. He could come out next game, score a hat trick, and next thing you know, he's got 3 goals in 4 games. So, stuff like this changes quickly. But so far, not good for Nino. Minnesota's a good team, though. I think they're going to turn it. He'll turn it around and put up some goals this year. Just hasn't happened yet. Montreal, Carlson. Now, Montreal as a whole has been awful this year. They've greatly underachieved. So, it's not surprising that Montreal has someone on this list. I probably could put just about everyone from Montreal on this list, but Carlson has been especially bad because he was their big free agent signing. He was supposed to be their top 4, addition to the defense. He was supposed to make a big change for Montreal. And in 4 games played, he has 1 assist and is -4. That is not what you want to see from your big free agent signing. A minus like that through 4 games is not good. He's not playing defense. Other teams are scoring when he's on the ice, and that's not good. Only 1 point. He's not a big point guy anyway, so I'm not too worried about that. It's the play in his own end that is troubling. Another team that's greatly underachieved and is off to a terrible start, the New York Rangers. And Rick Nash, in a contract year, is off to an atrocious start. Now, Nash used to be a superstar. When he was in Columbus, he was one of the elite goal scorers in the NHL. Since he's come to the Rangers, it's really not gone well for him. He had 1 really good year. I think he had 40 goals, but that was really it as far as elite level point production in his entire time with the Rangers. And he's off to another atrocious start, just like the Rangers are as a team. No points in 4 games, -3. You got to get this guy going. The Rangers do not have the offensive depth to not have Rick Nash scoring, and they're off to a terrible start, and that 0 points has a lot to do with it. Mike Hoffman in Ottawa, pretty good goal scorer. Not in that upper echelon elite level, but this guy should be getting 25 goals a year. And 3 games played, he doesn't have a point yet, and he's -4. So, just rough start for Hoffman. Ottawa's not off to a bad start as a team, but Hoffman has not been doing well. And last guy up in Winnipeg, Jacob Trouba. Now he does have two points. He's got 2 assists, but he's -4 through the first 4 games. And this is a guy who is supposed to be, a young up-and-coming elite defenseman. This guy is supposed to be the future of Winnipeg's defense. And he's been around for a few years now, so you can't play he's just a kid card anymore. He's got some NHL experience under his belt. For him to get off to a start this bad, especially defensively, is not good for Winnipeg, who's, as a team, defense and goaltending is their big problem. They need Trouba to be a shutdown guy, to be a really good defenseman, a Drew Doughty type guy, and he's not that right now. He hasn't been that, and his development is not coming along as fast as people thought or hoped in Winnipeg. So that's it. That was in no particular order, just 10 guys who are off to bad starts. It's still really early. They all have a chance to turn it around, but through the first 4 games, they haven't done very well this season. So thank you for watching. Like, comment, share, subscribe. Spread the word. We want this channel to grow. Tell your friends all about it. Watch other videos on the channel. I'm uploading fairly frequently. I'm trying to do it every day. Sometimes I can't do it every day, but it will at least be every other. So thank you guys for watching, and talk to you again soon.